Really hoping I could figure this out. The second dress we're gonna get into a little bit later.
Much later.
For a second dress, we have this very, reminded me of what? Like the Kmart cups in the 90s. That initially I wanted to do something like Arianka, that like big poofy thing, but one, I definitely don't have enough fabric for that. I'm gonna make this into a 2-piece with the whole like drop waist kind of peplum-y thing. I was like, when I tried on this skirt and I just, you know, held it up a little bit higher, I was like, oh, this does make a cute little like mini skirt. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the top. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the top. I have some ideas, but I think probably the first thing that needs to be done is seam rip everything to see how much fabric we have and what exactly we're working with. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's go.
4 to 6 days later.
So I talked with Hermione. I consulted her on like what to do with the top. We figured it out. This is what we're gonna do. These were my initial sketches. And like, I really wanted to do that like Lyrica Matoshi like swirly thing. And I think this one definitely would have been the easier option. But then when I showed her this one, Hermione was like, oh my God, but that looks so good. And I was like, yeah, but it looks like I need to make a pattern. I don't know how to do that. I've only did it ish, kind of, not even. My sister was the one who did the pattern making for the dress, but I'm gonna try to attempt to do it. But first I'm gonna eat some food because I know for the rest of the day I am just going to be like trying to figure this out, and hopefully it works.
Later.
Probably have some blueberry in my teeth, but okay. I looked up on TikTok on how to like draft your own pattern, because even though I do have a mannequin, her body and my body are different, much smaller than me. I only bought it so I could use it as a display thing, not to use as an actual mannequin to make stuff. I saw on TikTok that whole like plastic wrap with tape on it to get like your measurements. Now I'm wearing like a bra, but I'm gonna change into a bralette because the top that I'm gonna make isn't gonna have this kind of support that I get from a bra. I want something that is more like where my boobs will naturally fall, I guess.
11 minutes later.
Saran wrap didn't work. It was like squishing my boobs too much. So I'm gonna try a top and then just put the tape over and see if that works.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna trace out some kind of pattern, cut it out, and let's see what we get. This is what we have. I'm gonna take it off. Now we're gonna transfer this onto some paper. Here is our rough pattern. I'm going to now cut it out, put in these little dart areas. This is where darts are supposed to go. What is happening? We can figure this out. I've marked each of the piece. I'm going to take a photo of it for reference. Now I'm going to trace it again onto this. Oh, onto this, adding in the seam allowance. I think I have some like cotton that I can try to make a draft out of. All right, I'm actually gonna redo everything. I have on like my bra. What I'm a little bit worried about is like, what if I do that and it's like maybe too small? I don't know, because I feel like when I was putting the tape, it was really like flattening my boobs a little bit. So I'm gonna try with this instead. Maybe there might be a giant difference in terms of the pattern too, so we'll see.
3 hours later.
Having these pattern pieces make me feel like I know what I'm doing. Make me feel like, wow, Natalie, like, look at you doing it. But girl, that's just paper. I don't know what the hell I'm sewing, but it's okay. We're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna pick out some fabric and see if we can make a little mock-up. Imagine it comes out good. All right, I got the first side pieces. I'm gonna just quickly sew them and see how they look like. Please look okay. Exciting.
A few moments later.
Okay. Okay. You know it's kind of wrong, but not bagger.
Several song-filled hours later.
Isn't she lovely? Always gets me. It's like this really sweet. Thanks for coming to check it out. Thank you, baby. This is really sweet. Thank you, Albie. Thank you, Albie. Anytime I cry, he comes over. Yeah. You're getting too excited now. You're getting too excited.
20 minutes later.
Yo,
you know.
look at this. Some things that I've learned. Number one thing that my sister taught me to do and I didn't do for this, which created so much confusion. When you make your pattern, you always have to make sure to put notches. When you're putting pattern pieces together, you're not lining up the top or bottom. You want to make sure that the notches match. That'll guide you when you're sewing, because there were so many times where I was like, how does this go together? I altered the pattern on this side. I mean, but it doesn't look like too different. I'm debating whether I want to make this a little bit bigger, but girl, I mean, right now she's just like this because I didn't do a backside. But what I was planning on doing is making up like 2 panels here and then doing some loops so I could like go like this. This is what we're working with, y'all. I'm actually really proud. Like, I did that. Granted, again, like there's still some wonky bits. I'm gonna redo the pattern one more time and then I'm just gonna go ahead and start cutting everything on this. The easiest thing out of the things I'm gonna do is gonna be the skirt, because I'm just gonna use an elastic. I'm not doing like a zipper or anything. And then the rest is going to be just figuring out how much fabric I have to use. And I'm pretty excited. I can't believe I did this. I'm gonna send a photo to Hermione. Wow. Look at that. Look at me, girl. Look at me, girl. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I still can't believe I did this. I'm gonna clean up. The last thing I'm gonna work on today is just a pattern again for this. Then I'm gonna go to sleep because tomorrow I have a friend coming over. We're gonna watch One Piece. 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 Oh. Alright, so I think like 2 days have passed or 3 days have passed. Anyways, the weekend was crece. Saturday was especially crazy, and Sunday was really good because I had a One Piece binge with my friend Fama. It was everything that my heart needed. Today is Monday and I'm like, let's get back to work. I really want to finish this. I want to finish this by today. Okay. Oh, my legs. Oh my god, my legs. Now, I'm normally not a coffee girl, but I was like, you know what? Today feels like a coffee day. Also, the weather is really nice outside, so I'm like, let me get some coffee. I'm probably gonna skip lunch because I don't have anything in my fridge right now. Yeah. But anyways, I don't want to drink it like this. Oh wait, I'm supposed to mix it. Oops. Yeah. There's Albie. And there's Maffe's dog, Bruce. Took forever. This took 30 minutes just to take this off. Now I'm gonna take out all of these components because I need all of it.
2 hours later.
I've been seam ripping for 2 hours. Getting all of this stuff is hard. All I've done is not much. Oh my god. Gotta get this done.
6.5 hours later.
I'm still not done with this. This is the last ruffle. Dude, my hands are cramping so much. I can't believe I've been doing this for like, what, 6 hours now? And you wouldn't think. I'm just freaking seam ripping clothes, but it takes such a long time.
1 hour later.
Oh my god, finally I finished. That is crazy. I can't believe it took me this long. All right, now I'm gonna iron everything and then finally cut out the pattern pieces for this end lining and then start sewing. I'm crying so much because of the show I'm watching, but all right, I'm gonna finally cut out the pieces. I'm so scared, but we gotta do it.
Day 3.
I'm in a sofa puss. I should be doing same. Just take that view.
6 hours later.
Just like me to take on a project that is so time consuming, but I knew it was going to be so many updates. I have been hand stitching the lining with the actual fabric pieces because everything is like it is already 9 o'clock. I haven't put any piece together. Also, I just realized like I'm gonna try to do like French seams, which I haven't really done beforehand either. So yeah, sorry I'm not like really talking to the camera because I'm just trying to figure out stuff. My brain is kind of like Also realized that God, I was supposed to cut 2 pieces on the fold because that's how the original piece looked like, but instead I cut it straight down the middle. I'm just like, oh crap. It didn't even crossed my mind until literally just a couple minutes ago. I was like, wait a minute, why did I even do that? So I'm gonna continue just base stitching everything together. Luckily I'm not using lining for a whole bunch of pieces, just a couple pieces. And then I'm gonna put in the ruffles. I also just realized I don't think I have enough fabric for a back. So I think it's just gonna be just front and then some ties. Oh well, and I still have to finish the skirt. I want to finish everything today. It's already 9 o'clock. Let's see what I can do in 3 hours. I'll hit you guys up later. Bye.
2 hours later.
Okay, we've gotten to this part. Oh. What I'm actually going to work on right now is the skirt, because once I finalize the skirt, then I'll know if I have any additional fabric to use for the back pieces or just additional ruffles. Jeez. Initial plan was to cut off this part and just sew it as is. Just cut this off, and that means that could be fabric for that. But I'm also wondering if I seam rip this whole thing and just actually use the same gathering but just make it, you know, even more gathered. Maybe that'll look cute. So what I'm gonna do right now is try to seam rip this, and then we're gonna go ahead and start putting the skirt together.
Day 4.
Seam ripping is no joke. This took an hour. Gathering time. Quickly make this. We gotta go. I want to finish this today. Okay, new day, same outfit. I finished the skirt pieces, but I'm waiting to put it together until I cut out the lining. I'm trying to put all of the halter pieces together. First time I've ever done a French seam, and now I have done I've done 3, which doesn't sound that impressive, but it is impressive to me. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to put in the ruffles, because everything, it's not like it all goes on like one seam. It's like this seam goes with this other one and this goes with this other one instead of like going all in one. So I don't know what to do because I want to put that together also using French seams. Who do I think I am? Okay, instead of trying to stress out and figure out how I can sew this whole seam together, what I'm gonna have to do is just cut it, and I'm just gonna burn the edges of it so it doesn't fray, because trying to figure out how to do this all in one is really hurting my brain, and I want to finish this right now. So, and I still have to make the back. All right, so I want to clarify as to why this was hurting my brain so much. Because this fabric is really, really delicate and also frays so quickly, I didn't want to just sew it normally where you put like fabric, and then you just put the ruffle in the middle and then just sew it down, because then on the other side there was going to be raw edges, and because this frays so quickly, and on top of that, because not everything was going to have lining, it's not like I could have just sewn some lining on the inside so then the raw edges were all like covered. Some parts were just like the sheer chiffon or whatever. So that's why I was just trying to figure out what is some way that I can put this garment together so that the seams wouldn't be shown. So that's why I used French seams to put the base of the garment together, but then I was trying to figure out how to also additionally add in the ruffles without the raw edges being seen. So girl. What ended up happening later on, but at that moment, that is where my brain was. Oh my God, so sorry I wasn't filming that much of this particular portion because my SD card was like filling up and I didn't have the time to just go and upload everything onto my computer, but I only had 7 minutes left and there's no way I'm gonna finish this in like 7 minutes, so I finally took everything out. Let's get it started again. I have changed my sewing area so many times, but okay. Because we're doing more sewing today, I moved it over here so I could be a little bit more comfortable. Moved the iron over there. The iron's right here. That's probably way too close. Cutting stuff is over there. When you deal with a small home, everything is about You just gotta constantly continue to move things so that you find the best possible solution, space and everything. Wait, but is this correctly? Okay, so this is where we're at. Now we need to add in the ruffles. I'm scared. All right, in order for these ruffles that I just made to look like the ones that are already on the dress, I am just pressing them down so that they get this like crinkly look. So this is the before, and this is the after.
Hours later.
Okay, this whole time I'm like racking my brain for at least now it has been 2 hours of how to do this, and I've just been paralyzed in this step. Now I realize when I do the flat felled seams, there's a little like seam that there's a seam that I gotta do a flat felled seam but like reverse. That's what I have to do because I want that little flap out, and then yeah. Okay.
2 hours later.
So this is where we're at. I did the flat felled seams but opposite way, because then I'm going to just fold it and then put the ruffle in. I can't believe this took like 2 hours, but it was like not even 2 hours, like 3, I don't even know how long, but now I'm gonna finish the other, and once this is all together, that's when I'm gonna start putting in the ruffles because I have to finish off the hand. Okay?
You're here.
8:01 p.m.
School was Apple Creek's pride. Parents felt
I
safe
am
sending
still
their children
working on
here.
this.
Teachers felt safe teaching.
Jesus.
You know what Apple Creek High School is now? Bunch of trailers.
The next day.
Members of the jury, my client has decided to seam rip all of her work of yesterday. And I know that might sound crazy, and that's because it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna seam rip all the work that I did yesterday of putting in these ruffles. Oh my god, this alone took, I don't know, I want to say at least half the day of working. The earlier parts of this top, I really was taking like my time with it, but then I started feeling like this pressure that I wanted to just finish everything. I want to finish this by today. I want to finish everything today. I want to finish this today, and I want to finish this right now, partially because when I work, I don't like start sewing and I put everything away and then I go about my day and do something else, and then I go back and work on this project. Like if I'm starting a project, then I need to start it and finish it because my house is so small, so I don't have a room that I could just put things away in, and so I just want to finish everything here and now and not have to take out all of this stuff again. So I was feeling like definitely some pressure to just finish it, and I feel like I could have done better. I also realized in the original design of the shirt, the ruffles are going like different ways. Like they do kind of like this crisscross situation, and I tried to do the same, and it's not like laying as flat. It doesn't look the same. Obviously it was never gonna look the same, but it doesn't look that great also because the way that their pieces are cut versus the way my pieces are cut are different. So the way those seam lines work is also different. Yeah, I'm just a little bit I just feel like I need to start from zero and just start over again, at least with the ruffles. I think what I'm gonna do is what I did with like the lining and this part, I hand stitched it so to make sure that the pieces were together, and then I sewed it on. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hand stitch the ruffle to the actual garment, and then I'm gonna go ahead and actually sew it on. That's just gonna look a little bit better. I was like, I could have been done. I was being so gentle with working with the earlier part of the garment that now I feel like it's just starting to get a little bit messy because I'm getting a little bit rushed, and I don't want that. So here we go, seam ripping. Seam ripping literally takes hours. Like I was telling Hermione today how the dress took me like 6 to 7 hours to seam rip, which doesn't sound like that makes sense because it's like it's a dress, you just do like one little seam, but it's not one little seam, especially dealing with this type of fabric. Like you want to be very delicate. There were multiple different like things happening. Anyways, probably seam ripping this probably gonna take me like 2 hours, 2-3 hours, I think. Hopefully it's faster. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Just then.
I just stabbed my foot with a needle, and it's not even like the sharp part, it's the dull part. Oh my god. Oh my god. And it's not even like I stabbed it and I was like, ooh. No, it was like in my... Jesus Christ. Ouch. Okay, let me get a band-aid.
Montage.
Disregard all testimony relating to.
¿Qué pasa, niño?
Oh
What do you
my
want?
goodness, I'm so sorry.